Before the concept of money, people relied on a system of bartering. They traded goods or services directly, which created limitations in terms of efficiency and logistics. This method of exchange, known as the barter system, was the first step in the evolution of money. Picture this. Two individuals each have something the other needs. One has a surplus of grain, while the other has an abundance of wool. They decide to trade, thus satisfying both of their needs without the use of any standardized currency. However, the barter system was not without its flaws. It required a coincidence of wants, meaning both parties needed to have what the other wanted at the same time. Moreover, it was difficult to determine equivalent values of different goods and services. Also, perishable items posed a significant challenge. Imagine carrying around livestock or sacks of grain to buy everyday items. It wasn't the most convenient system, was it? Around 3000 BCE in Mesopotamia, an ingenious solution emerged, the birth of the first written records, which marked the earliest form of money. This ancient civilization, known today as Iraq, was home to an array of city-states, each with its own distinct culture, yet sharing a common system of record-keeping. The Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians all used a form of writing called cuneiform. This was etched onto clay tablets, which served as receipts for goods stored in temples or palaces. Imagine a granary filled to the brim with sacks of grain. Instead of lugging around these heavy sacks to trade, people could simply carry a small clay tablet, etched with the details of their stored grain. This was a huge leap forward in the realm of commerce. These ancient cuneiform tablets acted as receipts for goods stored in temples or palaces. People didn't need to carry around the actual items anymore. They could simply use these tablets as proof of ownership. In ancient Egypt, precious metals like gold and silver started to be used as a form of currency. Their rarity and desirability made them the perfect medium of exchange. This marked a significant step in the evolution of money, as gold and silver were universally recognized for their intrinsic value and could be traded for goods and services. Egyptians didn't just use these metals in their raw form. They often fashioned them into appealing shapes and forms, creating beautiful jewelry pieces that were also currency. This dual function of beauty and value made gold and silver precious beyond just their monetary worth. Moreover, the Egyptian pharaohs, known for their opulence, often hoarded gold and silver, making these metals a symbol of power and status. This practice further solidified the value of these metals in the society. Gold and silver have stood the test of time as symbols of value. Even today, we refer to someone with wealth as being worth their weight in gold. Ancient China, one of the world's oldest civilizations, introduced the concept of standardized coins. This was a groundbreaking shift in the world of trade, marking a departure from the inconsistency of the barter system and the limited reach of precious metals. By introducing a universal currency, ancient China laid the groundwork for a more streamlined, efficient trading system. These standardized coins, typically made from bronze or copper, were cast in various shapes and sizes. However, what made these coins truly revolutionary was the uniformity in their weight and value, a concept that was unheard of at the time. This ensured a fair and transparent trading system, fostering trust and cooperation among traders. The impact of this innovation was immense. It not only simplified transactions, but also facilitated the growth of markets, leading to a surge in economic activity. These coins, with their unique designs and inscriptions, became a symbol of the ruling dynasty's legitimacy and power. As civilizations flourished and trade routes expanded, the need for a medium of exchange became more necessary than ever before. The rapid growth of cities, the rise of empires, and the thirst for exploration and discovery fueled the need for a system that could facilitate the exchange of goods and services across vast distances and a myriad of cultures. This is where the Silk Road enters our story. Named for the luxurious silk first traded by China, the Silk Road was not a single path, but rather a complex network of trade routes that stretched over 4,000 miles, from the heart of China all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Imagine the bustling markets filled with traders from all corners of the world, exchanging not only goods but also ideas, philosophies, and technologies. The Silk Road was more than just a trade route. It was a lifeline of communication and cultural exchange that connected East and West. Coins from various empires, such as the Roman denarius or the Chinese yuan, were commonly used as mediums of exchange. But the Silk Road also saw the use of less conventional forms of currency. For example, silk itself, tea, and even spices were used as money due to their high value and demand. In this melting pot of cultures and economies, the need for a common medium of exchange was glaringly obvious. This led to the rise of bills of exchange, a precursor to modern banking and paper money. These bills were essentially written orders that promised the payment of a certain amount at a future date. It's fascinating to think about how the challenges of trade in the ancient world drove the innovation and evolution of money. The Silk Road was not just a highway for silk, spices, and precious metals. It was a catalyst for economic development and financial innovation. Enter the Silk Road, an interconnected network of trade routes stretching from China to the Mediterranean. This ancient complex facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas across diverse cultures and regions. During Europe's Middle Ages, coins remained a dominant form of currency, but the system became fragmented and varied widely from region to region. As Europe's political landscape fractured into competing kingdoms, principalities, and city-states, so too did its currency. Each authority minted its own coins, leading to a mosaic of monetary systems across the continent. Trade became a complex dance of conversion rates and counterfeiting risks, as each territory's coins bore different designs, weights, and purities. In the Kingdom of France, for example, the livre tournois was the currency of choice. Meanwhile, over in the Venetian Republic, the ducat held sway. And let's not forget England's sterling pound, a currency with a history as rich and turbulent as the country itself. Each of these currencies coexisted, and yet each was confined to its own sphere of influence. As well as the challenge of multiple currencies, there was also the issue of coin clipping. This was a common practice where people would shave off small amounts of precious metal from the edges of the coins. Over time, this led to a decrease in the coin's value, causing economic instability. Moreover, the lack of a central banking system meant that the value of these currencies was often unstable. Economic crises were frequent, and inflation could be rampant. This was a time before the concept of a regulated economy, and the financial landscape of medieval Europe was as tumultuous as its political one. Yet despite these challenges, trade thrived. Markets bustled with merchants from far and wide, their pockets jingling with a medley of coins. It was a period of remarkable resilience and innovation, where people learned to navigate a world of fragmented currencies. Can you imagine the confusion that arose as people traversed different territories, each with their own unique currency? It was like carrying a pocket full of puzzles. With the Renaissance came the establishment of the first banks, paving the way for the modern financial system that we know today. This period, known for its flourishing arts, culture, and sciences, also witnessed a revolution in the world of commerce and finance. The Renaissance marked a shift from the feudal system of the Middle Ages to a more urban and commercial society. As trade grew rapidly, the need for a more structured and reliable form of financial management became apparent. The solution? Banks. In the bustling cities of Italy, merchants and traders began to form partnerships, pooling their resources to fund large-scale trading ventures. These partnerships were the precursors to the modern banks we know today, providing a centralized place where people could deposit their money, take out loans, or exchange different currencies. But these early banks weren't just for the wealthy. They were accessible to everyone, from the humble artisan to the affluent merchant. This accessibility democratized wealth and played a key role in driving economic growth and stability. The financial innovations of the Renaissance didn't stop there. The introduction of double-entry bookkeeping, a system that records both credits and debits, revolutionized the way businesses managed their finances. This system, still in use today, provided a more accurate and reliable way of tracking financial transactions. Another significant development was the creation of bills of exchange. These were essentially early versions of checks, allowing merchants to settle payments without the need for physical money. This was a major step towards the creation of paper money and, ultimately, our modern digital transactions. The birth of banking in the Renaissance was a game changer, setting the stage for the complex, interconnected financial systems we rely on today. It was a period of remarkable ingenuity that transformed the way we think about and handle money. These banks provided a centralized system for managing money, laying the groundwork for the complex financial networks that we use today.